And welcome back to Heaven on High Machinist solo guide slash tutorial to get Lone Hero. This is set 81 plus. What is the goal of this set? The goal of this set is basically to get through it, because 81 plus is devious. It can kill any run. Even though Machinist is a great job, sometimes it can throw at you a lot of no items, a lot of no abilities, and if you've seen 71 plus part, well, you can fight certain enemies with no item. Here it becomes really problematic. Now, we will start using wipes here, even though it's possible to get through without wipes. I do not think it's a good approach, and we may pick up something. We may not, but in the good case scenario, we get to the next set with 4 wipes, at least 2 serenities, because serenity is really important. In the best case scenario, of course, we will keep everything, but let's see what the game will give us now. So, food. Also, I didn't mention regarding food and potions, use hyper potion, not super potion. It heals slightly more, except for HP down. And food, I think you can use any Endwalker food, late Shadowbringer's food, but I just use 710 food here from Dawntrail. Let's go. All right, first things first, raising. Now, there are several enemies here. We start with Garula. Fighting Garula without steel is a bit tricky. First of all, when you pull it, it charges. So what you want to do? LOS, because it hurts. If it hits you after that instantly, you pretty much die. But now it does conal. After conal, it runs a bit and does this. This does not kill you, but applies invulnerability stack. It may actually kill you without steel. And now it casts Earthquake. Earthquake hurt. So you may want to use Tactician. Heal a little bit. And then it repeats. If you see Garula, I strongly recommend to fight them. If you are not sure, use Steel and Frailty if you are at full. Now, we would like to check chests, to explore. We need to be really careful with Garula, and I actually want to get rid of it. So now we do not have everything. So let's just put focus on it to know where it is. We to get through here, let's pull you Matanga. Matanga also use gap closer. So same thing, LOS. If you're in steel, it's fine, but really just use LOS. Okay. We know that there's one more room there because Garula went there. Please demonstrate the running head first into Garula pool strat. No, I want to save my raisings for tutorial purposes. So, Matanga, it just does stuff, as you can see. Conal, circle AoE. Also, yeah, when mob moves far away, focus drops. So we do not see it anymore. We do not know where the exit is, so it may cause some problems with time. But before pulling Chimera, I would like to fight another Garula. Thankfully, by now we have everything back. So let's just wait for it. Be careful not to pull like there, because if it charges, and you do not LOS, most likely you will die. Okay, so... boom. This is without crit, by the way. With crit, it's much worse. So, same thing. Now, we're pretty much sure there are no more gorillas here. Earthquake. Use Tactician. Use heals. But generally it dies quite fast. You can LOS, but then you will not be able to deal damage. Now, where is the exit? The easiest one to check is over there, because monkey here is sight. We just carefully navigate. Okay, we found the exit. And there's monkeys, and it's a bit scary. Hey, Daniel, thank you. Thank you for Prime sub. Hello, hello. So, monkeys. Monkeys do this thing out of combat. They buff themselves, put damage up. If you pull them, they pretty much kill you. I do not recommend fighting them without steel or at least frailty. Even with frailty, it's not great. So what I want to do here, I want to use steel strength, but closer to the end of the floor. The reason why I will use flight for 82, like there are different approaches. You can not use flight for 82 and wipe it. But here I want to conserve wipe at this point. So there are some enemies that we can fight without using steel, and most notoriously this one. So, Ram's voice, you get out. Dragon voice, you either go in or you hide. You can also interrupt those attacks, but if you want to do it on other jobs, I do not recommend, because your muscle memory will betray you. Ow. Also, yeah, you get hit by a monkey from other room, and it will apply vulnerability stack. So yeah, there are different, like, it depends on your poms. Like here we have pretty much perfect poms. But in general, like you can even if you have 3 petries, you can even petri this, like to save time. Right now, we actually spend a lot of time on this floor, so we may need to speed up. Ram's voice out. I also recommend you to just pronounce it, like saying Ram's voice out, Dragon's voice in. Like a mantra or something. Dragon voice does not kill you if you use steel. Ram's voice freezes you and you die. It doesn't like one-shot you, but it freezes you and you're dead after that. Okay, so we're only 5 kills in. Time is not great, and we need to go there. We could check chests, but at this point, everything is quite far. So let's do this. Strength, steel, and start fighting monkeys. Now, at this point, we do not really need pickups. So we will delay this affluence for now. Plus, like I said, as you can see, bronze chests all over the place. You may want to explore. If you do not have some poms, you may want to explore. It's worth it, but it depends on your time. Like spending 10 minutes here, it's not great. And as you can see, we get a high kill. As before, as previous sets, the highest amount of kills is 10. The minimum is 4. Get over here. So monkeys in combat do two things. They attack you and they do browbeat, tongue buster. Together it's a lot of damage. So without steel, yeah, don't do this. All right, and we're out. So flight specifically because I use strength and steel. So now, even if it's gonna be no items, which is quite often, which happens quite often, we can fight it. This though is absolutely horrendous, but we still can fight it. Thankfully, it's flight. Now, we want to pull as fast as possible, but we also want to check everything. So this monkey has to go. With steel, it's fine, but you can also use frailty here, even though it's flight at floor. If it would be HP down with Gloom, I would certainly use frailty, 100%. But yeah, no ability is not great, but sustaining potions are working, Empyrean potions. Yeah, as you can see, they hurt a lot. Also be careful here with a trap. You can open bronze chests easily. Do not forget about this. Okay, so we know that this is a dead end. This room is always dead end with windows. Nothing here, so let's go to the opposite way. Now, what we use for the next one depends on our steel and strength timer. If we have like more than 2 minutes, we can... Oh my god, this is not great. Okay, Matenga, and we have the exit. So as before, boom. Ow. So carefully. Hugging the wall. Like, there are traps over here, I believe. They may spawn. Orchard, really nice. So without steel, this floor is horrible. You would need to use something. But since it's not no item, I would recommend using steel here. Because Serenity is really, really important. Now, there is a chest. And that chest is actually interesting. Like, at this point, we need strength, steel, fly. But if we open it, and it's a mimic, we are kind of screwed. Even though we still have purity. So let's pull Gozu. This Gozu is quite easy, but do not run away from it. Because it does a large Connell on Telegraph. Boom. If you get hit by it, you're dead. Now, this attack, Hex. Do not look at it. If you get hit by it, you become, I don't remember what. Frog? You become some creature and Gozo one-shots you. I honestly don't remember which creature it is. And I do not want to test it because it would require me wasting... raising. But yeah, other than that, only 2 attacks. Very easy enemy. I almost looked at it. So yeah, don't do this. You can also LOS. So now we are out. We could check this chest, but it would be waste of time. We have more than 2 minutes. So let's use flight again. And now we get HP penalty and a big room. Now, since it's a big room, like I was mentioning on 51+, we use safety. Here we especially use safety, like no other options. Like if we step on something here, it's bad. Thankfully here we can check chests. So let's go check chests real quick. We got affluence. We got steel, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, if we would not have steel, we wouldn't want to pull Garula or Matanga because of their charge. We got alteration. Now, in this situation, I believe the best thing to pull would be a monkey. Even though we have HP down, we can run, we can kite. We have steel. We have steel, so it's completely fine. So we can fight this monkey. And until our steel runs out, let's pull another monkey. Do not pull Garula, like I said. Even with steel, it's not great. With HP down, it's even worse. Like, HP down, for me, I consider it to be the worst debuffs here. One of the worst debuffs here for survivability. Now, this enemy, next. The elephant. The elephant shoots you outside of combat. Do not get hit by it. However, when you fight it, it's not that bad. Just kite it. It still hurts, but just kite it. It uses this attack. It hurts quite a bit. As you can see, this is with steel. You cannot leg graze it. You cannot bind it either. So my steel runs out. This is a bit tricky, but with proper kiting, you can fight it. Even though in HP down, it's tricky. In HP down, I think your best option is Chimera. Like, if you don't have steel. So I'm not using steel right now. So be aware of auto attacks, because they hurt even now. If you want to just keep kiting, interrupt Dragon Voice, like just stay away. If it hits you once, it's completely fine, but stay here. Like, if you stay here, there is a high chance that it will skip auto attack. See, it didn't do auto attack. It just went to the next one. But yeah, great thing about Machine is that you do not need to run closer for Dragon's Voice. You can just interrupt it. Now, Steel and Strength are down. We have a couple options. We can pre-use Steel and Strength on the key in case it's no items. But I will not be doing that here because we have Alteration. And, oops, okay, be careful with that. Movement is kind of crazy. I think I covered all the enemies here. So there are more enemies on 84, new ones, and not the ones you would want to fight. So let's get there. I don't want to use Affluence right now because we do not have wipe. 84, in my opinion, is where you may start considering using wipes, because mobs here are horrible. And debuffs here are horrible. All right, let's start with checking a chest. We got a flight back now. That's really good. You may want to save flight for the next set, but it's not necessary. Okay, we could go for this chest, but it's a bit scary because they may move and it won't be great. So first, let's try to fight some easy enemies. Look for patrol. There is a new patrol starting from this floor. Dragon Voice. So once again, stand right here on this thing. And there is a high chance, yeah, it skipped the attack. So we could have explored this set, but key is really close. So, Dragon Voice? Yeah, here I want to interrupt. Oh my god, Garula. Do not fight Garula in these conditions. If you, funny thing, yeah, if you're witching this, when it comes out of witching, it will, well, charge at you and will kill you. So instead, what I want to do, I want it to go away. This is not the greatest floor for exploration, and we have only 2 concealments. If we had 3 concealments, there would have been options, but I honestly do not want to waste it. I would like to check that silver, but to check that silver, I would need to kill Gozu first. And Gozu, well, it is fightable, but let's try it. So once again, remember this. Get ready to look away, but do not run far. Like, run in circles like this. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend fighting this with nothing, because look at this damage. Yeah, look at this damage. Stop hitting me. I'm gonna use it. Both Tactician and Dismantle. Hex, look away. Oops. Okay. Now I believe we can check chest. Or not. I'll give you 1 movement. This is not flighted and we're only 2 kills in. So this would actually be a good good spot to use Petri. Unless this chest is a Magicite. This is not a Magicite. So this may be a mistake. So you can LOS it. Boom. X. Look away. Garula is coming back, so be mindful. Ow. Now, we want to run a little bit. Sprint helps, but Gloom speeds up enemies. Also, when you're doing it like that, be careful not to use Ricochet close to Garula, or you will die. Alright, Hex again. And you're dead. Alright, there... Okay. Now, let's try to fight you. You are... you hurt. Yeah, if you face tank them, Gozus will kill you. Unless you're on tank. On tank, you will be fine. This guy's hurt as well, as you can see. And this is not the greatest way to pull it, because of Garula. But to fight Garula, we need at least frailty. Auto attacks hurt a lot, as you can see. Now, the problem here, that I'm fighting those guys, but I also waste a lot of time. Let's see. I think I altered this, right? Did I alter this? Yeah, I did alteration. I did use alteration, so... Is this treasure room? I don't... Okay, and we have Corrigans, but to get to Corrigans... Oh my lord. Okay, so here's the problem. If an elephant shoots us while we'll try to hide here, that's gonna be a problem. Now, we need to get there somehow. We need to wait for movement. For a specific movement, but it would worth it. Because those Corrigans will most likely open a key for us. Now, okay. You actually want to fight, so let's fight you. Oh my lord, that may have been a mistake. We'll see. Garula's coming back. So yeah, continue kiting. This is a good place to kite, honestly. Though a little bit now it starts hurting us. So dismantle. And we're out. So we do not even need to go to Corrigans. The question here, do we need to pick up stuff from Corrigans? Do we need to spend time for it? I think we should. Let's go. Yeah, right now time is actually quite bad. Let's see if Corrigans drop us something. Now, checking chests here is really tricky because it forces us to steal. We got fortune. So we do not check this chest because we do not have time really. Let's go to the exit and think what we use. Also, there should be like a lot of new enemies, but there are none, which is funny. Like there are two more mobs that may spawn here. One more mob that may spawn on the next one. All right, so Garula. Now, here we have some options. We can use flight, we can use alteration, but I don't like flight because there may be really bad options for us. So I think we will affluence because, like, realistically, why not? Since we have it at 2. Okay, here, wait. Like, really, it's not worth it because it may turn in a in a funny way. So let's just let it go. Time is kind of bad. I think boss is doable in 8 minutes with strength. Also, getting like with full strength steel will be really lucky. And also, I consider that using steel on this set is actually good. Oh. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is 81 plus. We get no item and gloom. This is not fightable at all unless we get Corrigans. And we got Corrigans, but is it a treasure room? And it is a treasure room. So since we got treasure room of Corrigans, we do not need to use any Magicite or any Petri. Like, normally you would use Magicite here. This is 100% Magicite. But instead, what you could have done, just get Corrigan treasure room. I hope you're writing this down, guys. But yeah, seriously, if not for this, I would certainly just Magicite it. But first, check in chests. Because if I open a chest now and it's a Mimic, I'm dead. Like, I cannot fight Mimic like this. I need to use either Serenity, which is not great, or a Magicite, which is absolutely absurd to use. If I had two Serenity, two Corrigans, it would not be enough. I would still need to do something. And most likely, I would decide to use Serenity. However, in general, I think that either option to use Magicite or Serenity are valid. It's basically the point of gambling. Like here, if not for that Corrigan treasure room, we would need to use something, right? We got extremely lucky. But here you would need to bet on whether you pick up Serenity or you pick up Magicite. There is no correct answer, unfortunately. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting because it's auto-heal penalty. If we find landmines, we can actually utilize them. Also, let me mark you. But we know that this is a dead end. Well, I know that this is a dead end. You can check. Yeah, it's actually a dead end. Now, there are lots of new enemies here, so go through them at some point. Oh, another one. Hello. But I feel like this is a small floor. I think it's 5 room because this is, like I said, this is a dead end window. And there... And there is a dead end. So now we want to check chests as careful as possible. As careful as possible. It's a mimic, so now we need to decide what we're doing. It may not be a correct choice, but here I want to save. Like, Mimic forces us. We should have checked that silver first, but to check that silver, we would have needed to fight those guys. Cocky, because Cocky is actually procs. Question is, do I use strength? Because I'm at 2 strength. What is this? Okay. Okay, let's cover new enemies real fast. So, Patrol, Manticore. It has charge as well. So, like, in these conditions, without steel, do not fight it. So, see, one, boom. Okay, with steel, it's absolutely normal. Now, it buffs itself for 30 seconds. For 30 seconds, it hurts a lot, but it also does some abilities. So Ripper Claw, do not stand in front of it. If you see Ripper Claw, move back, move away, do not stand close to it. Fireball. Fireball is interruptible, doesn't matter. I never interrupted it. AoE. Now, after 30 seconds, when that debuff is gone, that buff is gone. Now there is a debuff, so it deals less damage, which means we can fight them absolutely normal. Surviving those 30 seconds, absolutely worth it. Now, actually, let's fight another one. Ow. So this is what happened when you do not LOS. It hits you with auto attack as well. And if you don't have steel, and you're pretty much dead. You're pretty much dead. I think if either of those crit, you are dead. Okay, Ripper Claw, just move away. So right now our goal is to get as many kills as possible within Frailty. Patrols are priority, proximity mobs are priority, although the key is free. So we can get this one. This is Cocky, it's procs and proximity enemy. it does this. You either stand close or you run far away. Either works. Next one, conal, but it's a bit weird conal. And the third one after this, it puts vulnerability buff. If you LOS. See, here I didn't LOS. Honestly, timing for LOS of this is kind of ridiculous and stupid. So, yeah. This is probably the easiest enemy in all 81 plus. Cyclops. It does two things. So attack, whatever. Glower. It's a straight line, just move away. And shortly after that, it hits us once. This is AoE. Just run away. That's it. And then it repeats. If you kite it properly, it will hit you only once. So theoretically, you can even fight this without steel here. Though, like I said, I would not recommend it. Glower. Now, I would like to show what this does, but you are more annoying. Also here, our time sucks. So, well, we'll think about it later. Like I said, since it's auto-kill penalty, you may want to consider use sight and find landmines and carefully step on them, because then mobs will not regenerate, and you can just heal and fight them. Unfortunately, here it's 5 rooms, so it's only 4 rooms where it can spawn. Therefore, do not do this. If it's 6 and more, yeah, sure. It would be certainly worth it. It may save you some time. All right, Gyobu, also known as Araragi. First of all, this attack, it's poison. Try to LOS it. After this, it does this. Move away. Once again, poison. LOS it. Timing is quite precise. It sucks in. Move behind. You move behind. It attacks. Poison. LOS it. Rinse and repeat. It hits for quite a bit. It's quite hard to react because you see, cast is really short. But basically, it's like hits you once or twice, then it casts it. After this one, it will cast it. So I know it and I LOS. It helps a lot. After it sucks you in, it always does frontal. If you get hit by anything, you're dead. If you get hit by poison, well, you get poison stack, which is not great. Those two enemies. Oh wait, 86. Let's flight. Although I will strength as well. The reason why I want to strength is because of no item. If it's gonna be no item, there is a possibility of fighting this. Ooh, it's not great. So we got intuition. We have 1 minute on steel. So as soon as possible, pull enemy that we do not want to fight without steel. Although without gloom, they are quite doable. Just need to survive first 30 seconds. And then they are just puppies. The question here is whether I want to use... whether I want to use another steel or not. Steel is very helpful in the next set. Machinist can get away without steel for like a long time on 91, but steel, it's like Not recommended. Alright, so Ryujin. I am not fighting Ryujin in these conditions, unfortunately. So yeah, Ryujin and Enko. So small green and small brown. Oh, I also realized that we missed Shinzei. We did not see Shinzei. Shinzei was the big green patrol. Do not fight it. Do not fight it. But if you're steeled, you can fight it. And there is one attack. It does. Do not interrupt it. Like, you will get less damage from that attack, or rather than interrupting it and getting hit by auto attacks and stuff. Okay, we are not out yet, but we are out of steel, so need to be careful. Need to be really careful. Okay, do not pull this in this condition, although technically you could pull it, and if you do not die from crit, which is possible if you use tactician, you can just run away for 30 seconds, but like good luck with that. Oops, Aradagi. Okay, let's see if we're getting out with this kill or not. We are running out of time quite quickly. So yeah, these guys are certainly the easiest mob. Like, yeah, they hurt, but they do not hit that often. Like, oops. If you're not sure, use hyper potions. Of course, make sure that Empyrean potion is running. It's very important. Blind does not help. Use sprint if necessary. Ryujin. This is not good. Here's what we're going to do. Now, when you don't have options, what you can do is pull an enemy and use witching. Hopefully you kill that enemy within witching. Machinist with strength should be able to. Unfortunately, we get really unlucky with blind, and we need to use steel, otherwise... Okay, so what it does... Boom, normal one, and this is Tonguebuster. Now, it does this. What you can do, you can stand behind, but now, be careful. Elbow drop, move out. Only if you stay behind, it will do this attack. But it saves a lot of time. It allows to fight this mob without steel. Obviously not in these conditions. Now, here, let's use Alteration and Affluence. There is a high chance that we need to wipe this. I will try. Yeah, Ryujin can be done with Tactician and stuff on a no debuff floor. Hey, Mimic. It certainly can be done, but it is scary. You need to kite it properly. Do not let it hit you. And generally, if you have no steel, choose something else. That should be like the last option for you. Also, there is Enko, which are similar to them. Enko has soft enrage. And I wouldn't recommend fighting Enko as well. So Enko, Ryujin, Shinzei, which is a patrol, do not fight them. Here we got Korrigans, which really helps us with time. We got Witching back. So this is a good time to check chests. All right, so Enco. Do not pull those. I never steal. Also here, I would like to use safety, even though we should have saved safety technically for the next set. Here, like, I need space right now. That's why I'm using it. So once again, straight punch, pretty much the same. AoE, as you can see, it hurts even with steel. I do not know... Oh, yeah, it does this as well. I do not know what it does for Enrage, but I never got to the Enrage, so... We got another alteration. We got another Steel. Steel is, like, insanely good. So, you... Yeah. Fight Koki. Fight Cyclops. This one... Araragi is a good option as well, if you don't have steel. If you have steel, you can fight pretty much everything. But, like, why would you fight Ryujin or Enko if you can find everything else? You can fight... what's their name? Die? Okay, we're out. You can fight Patrol, Manticore, Raksasha, I don't know how to pronounce properly, but be careful with the charge. Now here, okay, we got lucky, and I will flight last floor just to save all wipes. We got a little bit lucky with flight pickups, and we got lucky on last 2 floors. So here, let me sight. Oh dear lord. All right. Checking chest is really nice. Now, do not pull them when they are climbing up. It's really not the greatest idea. Now, let's check chest. This is bad idea, by the way. If it's a mimic, I'm kind of screwed. It's not. And we got Serenity, so we could have used it earlier. Reaper Claw. Okay, I decided to find... yeah, you never know. It's... 81 is mostly gambling on what you will pick up. Like, here on this set, we didn't pick up a single wipe, but we didn't use single wipe either. Oh my god, there's another one. Also, when you sight it, it's quite safe. Alright, shall we do it? Okay, so... in this situation, you can utilize landmines. You don't need to do it, but, like, imagine you don't have time, right? If you get imps, it becomes really scary. Also, if you do not kill Manticore in time, it charges at you right away and probably kills you. So, yeah, do not do it. But as you can see, it's quite nice. Okay, here's a treasure room. We can check chest. We got a frailty. There's another chest. So now, since we have this, we can't LOS really. So we're gonna get a lot of poison. A lot of poison. So we need to kill that as soon as possible. It's basically a race. Without steel, I wouldn't recommend doing this at all. There's like 4 stacks. Oh my god, we're still not out. And we got a mimic. Mimic is great here because key is not yet open. So it's fine. Fighting a Mimic with poison is not great, but with steel it's not a problem at all. So yeah, Matenga and Garud is basically any enemy that has a charge when it comes out of... I need to go there, actually. When it comes out of witching, it resets their cooldowns, and it will charge you, and most likely kill you. And we are out. Now, the problem here is that we do not have extra steel. We have only 2 steel, only 1 strength, but thankfully, we have all the wipes, which is really, really good for the next set. So this shows that you can actually clear this set without using any wipe with a bit of luck. Like, we picked up a couple flights, probably. We did... well, Serenity I could have used, but I didn't. All right, this boss. Now, this boss has 2 strats, and I will show you both. First strat is melee strat, so-called. And second strat is range strat. Usually on Machinist I use range strat, but first let me show you melee strat. So first of all, this boss, until 85%, it does set rotation. Burning Rave, sorry. Hits you a little bit. Then it does this AoE. And then line AoE. You want to avoid everything, obviously. And it repeats. Excuse me. Now, by the time it puts... by the time you put it as 85%, you need to make sure you're around this A. Or around this marker, D marker, if you do range strat. Because when it gets to 85%, it will start doing the main rotation of fight. It will do the move called Ancient Quagga. Ancient Quagga is a special cast that deals 50% of your maximum HP. So if you're below 50%, you're dead. So here, it's gonna attack us once, and it casted. So what we want to do, we want to stay around here, make sure healing is running. If needed, use Second Wind. And it starts casting Meteor. Now, you need to stay approximately here for the next attack. Or a cannon, and you move here. These balls, they will knock you back. They will not kill you. They will knock you back and apply heavy. Also, meteor damage is based on how far you are, so you don't want to stay close to it. That is why there is another strategy. And yeah, after that, it does this AoE and several attacks before it repeats. Make sure you are running Imperial Potion at all times. Now, this is another strategy. So here, remember this place. Ancient Quagga, you run away. It stops in the middle approximately, so you want to be around like here. You stand here. In the perfect universe, it doesn't even hit you. And you run in a circle. You dodge this. Sometimes there's balls left over here, so you want to go another way. But basically, you return to your position. Another AoE. Here you may want to kite a little bit if it hurts you. Maybe use Tactician. Oops. See, now I was below 50, so I would die. That's what happens when you forget to use potion. Now, the way the ball spawns are set, you do not really need to remember it. Like, it's kind of a waste of time, because there's basically safe spots around here all the time. But I remember that at third one, there's a lot of free space over here. So you don't need to lose up time running far from the boss. If you lose up time, it's fine. Just make sure like you're running. Also, now I notice that I am not doing enough damage. For some reason, it's weird. So yeah, I need to use something. I do not want to use strength. I want to use frailty. I think that's a great moment actually to use it. If you're doing it no steel, I do not recommend using tincture. For the same reason as in previous boss. You would rather use hyper potion if necessary. So unless like time is really bad and you need to risk it, do not use it. Now with frailty, it's a bit better because you get less damage, and we can burst it as well. Oh, that's not great. I went too early. So now I would need to adjust a little bit. Yeah, let's adjust. So meteor will be over there, and we can stand over here for line AoE and move now. Careful with the balls. And slowly moving back. Like, you can use steel here if you are not sure. It's certainly possible. Is it just a vague position? This one? This one is mostly recommended because you are going through it. Here, you will not have balls here. So, like, this positioning around B is set. But sometimes there is no ball over there. Sometimes it's a bit more safe spot, sometimes it's a bit less safe spot. But generally, yeah, on C, it's quite safe. Like, you can start from around here, you can start from around there, but your goal is to get around B. And so the boss would stop in the middle. So like if you would start from there, it would basically be a melee strat and you would get more hits. And the whole point of this strat is to reduce amount of damage. So now, as you can see, a lot of space. So we can just do whatever pretty much. Sometimes you see you can go as far away and it won't even hit you. Oops. Okay, I'm missing some damage, unfortunately. Okay, so now time is fine. Like 7% per 2 minutes. More than enough. Also, yeah, do not forget about dismantle, really good one. Ancient Quagga. What am I doing here? Actually need to run away. So here's you get a bit of a downtime. because you do not want to get hit by these balls. Like, you can afford it on Bard because it would just cleanse it. You can afford it on Healer because of Asuna. You can afford it on any job with dash like White Mage, Picto, Ninja, Dragoon, a lot of them. But Machinist, yeah, it's going to be a problem if you hit, because you may not have enough time to run out of AoE. And that's the biggest problem. Board is good. Machinist has much more damage. If Bard would have same damage as Machinist, Bard would certainly be much better than this. Okay, yeah, do not forget about potions. Potions are your friends. All right, so last one. This one is this strat is a bit safer because it almost always puts meteor in the middle, so you don't need to pay attention whether you're far or close. It has a bit of a downtime if you as you saw. So if you use steel, I recommend melee strat, ABC, and like when you're done on C, you just return to A and rinse and repeat. But for range, especially this one, I would recommend diagonal strat. And if you get hit by a ball, by heavy, you sprint to run out of line AoE, another AoE. It will save you. All right, so we got through this set with all Magicite, all Petrifications. We did use Strength, Steel, and Frailty. And we got lucky with Serenity. Like, I would say this is better than average RNG that we got regarding debuffs. Like, sometimes you may get some horrible, like, amnesia, which means no abilities and no items. And then it basically forces you to Serenity or Magicite. But remember one important thing, that if you use Magicite, you better check Golden Chest beforehand, because if you have no item and no abilities, like no item gloom, something like that, and you open a Mimic, yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't say my pickups were necessarily lucky. I was lucky with flight pickups mostly. Like, picking up flights was what allowed me to do this without spending any wipe. But the fact that we didn't pick up a single Magicite, a single Petri, it's actually a bad luck. Yeah. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for 81+. And I'll see you later on 91+, the final set of this run, where we will finally finish this. Thankfully, we have 2 raisings, so it shouldn't be a problem.